Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson. I am a volunteer MOACAC facilitator. Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Missouri Students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see you or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule of events at moacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week of this time. So you can find that at the same website, moacac.org. Now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters for them to get started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our presentation. Thank you so much for coming out today and virtually and seeing this. We're excited to talk to you about college life in St. Louis. First and foremost, if you have questions during the presentation, please chat those in the chat box. We are going to get through the presentation first and then answer those one at a time at the end here. But please list those questions, and then we also have our contact info for you at the very end to reach out personally to us. So first of all, we just want to kind of start off by introducing ourselves and telling you why we chose this topic. So my name is Ben Carroll. I am a freshman admissions counselor with Lindenwood University, and I am doing my master's program here, and I also attended college in St. Louis at Missouri Baptist. And so St. Louis is a big part of my life. I love living here. I live in St. Charles itself, just about 10 minutes from Lindenwood's campus. And personally, I love living here in St. Charles because I'm really close to this historic downtown area I'll talk to you about later. And then also just being about 25 minutes from the city of St. Louis to attend, the Cardinals games, everything that normally goes on. And just having that environment. St. Louis is a small, big city, which I really love that feel. And I also really love the barbecue, so.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. My name is Katie Carrier and I am a senior admission counselor at St. Louis University. Though I did not go to college in St. Louis, I have been here for about 7 years and have absolutely loved my experience living here. I bought a house here. I have made it very much my home. Though I did not attend SLU for my undergrad, I am pursuing my graduate degree and will be finishing in December. In leadership and organizational development. And one of my favorite things about St. Louis is that it's a very accessible city. So you can get where you need to go typically within about 20 minutes. You're not thinking about spending hours in the car, sitting in traffic. And there are just always a lot of great things to explore, including a lot of great free attractions. Free is my favorite number. Thanks again for joining.
Hi everyone, my name is Morella and I'm an admissions representative at Webster University. Fun fact about me, I actually did my undergrad at Webster, so I'm a Webster graduate, and I'm also doing the graduate program at Webster, so I'm all Webstered out. Staying in St. Louis was really a no-brainer for me. I really wanted to be close to home, so that was super important, and I was able to do that because I live here in St. Louis. And then also, I really love how connected St. Louis is. There are so many great businesses and organizations that are based right here in St. Louis. So all of the networking, all of the internships, everything that I did in my undergrad really paid off for me because those connections that I made were my first resources when I was looking for a job, and that's what St. Louis has to offer.
Hey guys, I'm Alec Blackford and I'm a freshman admissions counselor at Missouri Baptist University. I'm an alum of Missouri Baptist's undergraduate and graduate programs. And something unique about me, I'm from a smaller town in Illinois. So coming to St. Louis was a big thing for me, coming to a bigger city. And it was awesome. I love it so much. I don't want to leave. I stayed. And one of the reasons I love it is because there's always something to do. Whether the school has something planned or anything like that, there's always festivals, there's concerts, there's games, there's just so many things to do while you're in school here. And it's awesome. And I look forward to you guys hearing more about that today.
All right, so this is just a little bit of info just about why we chose St. Louis, obviously why we're all still here. So LinkedIn did a study, research study on just kind of the top few cities that are best for college grads. And St. Louis is actually #1 on that. So you can see down in the bottom left corner of your screen that the median monthly rent is just over $992, and that starting salary is a median salary of over $60,000 in St. Louis, which makes for definitely a good living situation for our grads here in St. Louis. And a lot of employment opportunities as well. We also have 27 colleges just in the St. Louis metro area. And that spans, all the way into the Illinois side, because that's just about 20 minutes from St. Louis City. So you can do things with students from the Southern Illinois side, and then also just all around St. Louis County, St. Charles County, and you'll do a lot of different things and see college students everywhere throughout the city and all those areas as well. And then lastly, we do have 3 professional sports teams. The St. Louis Blues, which you can see the logo here, and then also the St. Louis Cardinals, which we're definitely a baseball town if you're a baseball fan. And then we also have a Major League Soccer team coming in 2023, the St. Louis City Soccer Club. We're really excited about. And so during this presentation, we're going to kind of branch into 4 different areas of just majors and academic studies you could do in St. Louis, and that are really great options for you going into your career right after graduation. So with that, I will turn it over to Katie.
Okay, so as my colleague Ben mentioned, there are so many different things that are great about St. Louis. And one of my favorite things is that we have so many different colleges and universities that offer so many different academic offerings. And so at SLU, one of our kind of biggest focus areas is going to be the medical field. So whether that would be a student interested in pre-medicine, nursing, occupational therapy, physical therapy, physician assistant programs, at SLU, that is one of our major emphasis areas. And so St. Louis is also a really great city for not only attending those types of programs for undergraduate opportunities, but also taking advantage of internship opportunities, job shadowing opportunities. We are kind of a Midwest hub for the medical field and medical careers. And so people come from all across the country, all across the world to come to some of these really, really great healthcare facilities. And some students will come and do their education in St. Louis for these specific types of programs. So as you can see, we do have a few of the hospitals listed, but something I do want to point out is this is just a very short list of those healthcare facilities. And so SSM is a really big network provider. St. Louis University just actually opened a brand new hospital just a couple of weeks ago, and we are affiliated with SSM, but SSM also has a children's hospital. Barnes Jewish has their own children's hospital. There's a VA hospital. So there's so many different ways that you can receive healthcare in the St. Louis area and learn more in a lot of different types of settings. And then in addition to those, we also have some really great postgraduate opportunities. So SLU not only has our sciences, we have neuroscience, biology, health sciences, we have public health, so many different science types of programs that can prepare you for an undergraduate career in going into a medical school or some sort of pre-health field. But we also have things like biomedical engineering that students will use for medical school. But there are also, in addition to our medical schools, we also have a great chiropractic school. We also have a school that focuses in health sciences and pharmacy. So there are also postgraduate opportunities to continue your education in the St. Louis area as well. And in addition to those great academic programs, we do have some really great places that, again, you can get job shadowing opportunities, internship opportunities. St. Louis, as you will hear throughout this whole presentation, opportunity is a really big word because we are not only a nice city as far as different things to do and things like that, but we are a city that's growing. We also have 9 Fortune 500 companies in the St. Louis area. And we have some really great places that you can find yourself experiencing through internships, those job shadowing opportunities to kind of build your resume as an undergraduate student. So we have anywhere from the St. Louis Zoo to the Botanical Gardens. We also have places that focus in pharmaceuticals. We also have Bayer. We have all different places to study a very wide range of the sciences, whether you want to look at animals or people, learn more about how different types of drugs are made, pharmaceuticals. There's so many different ways to not only, again, experiencing these places as students, but also as a new professional. And so though I did not do my undergraduate here in St. Louis, I have loved being a young professional here. And so one of the best things about students that do college in St. Louis is oftentimes they will stay as a young professional and continue to live in this great city. So these are just some of those places, again, that you can seek out those opportunities if you are interested in the sciences and in the health careers. And I want to transition to my colleague, Alec, who's going to talk to you a little bit more about the nursing field.
Yeah, and nursing is kind of like the last area of medical and science that we want to talk about, and it's so important. And I think the last few months have just taught us how important being a nurse is and how hard that job can be. And so something we really take a lot of pride in at MBU is equipping nurses. And there's a lot of awesome opportunities within the city of St. Louis to get your education in nursing, and as well as get experience in jobs. And in addition to all the hospitals that Katie talked about earlier, SSM also has a lot of medical centers. There's the Walker Medical Building out in West County, the St. Louis Health Clinic, the VA healthcare system. There's numerous nursing home facilities, and then there's several prestigious postgraduate nursing programs as well. It's an awesome place to be, and to go to a city that has so much opportunity in your specific degree. From my experience working with high school students, several of you are probably interested in nursing. And so I would highly recommend looking into what the city of St. Louis can provide for you for your
Okay, I'm going to speak to you a little bit about studying business in St. Louis. So St. Louis is a great city for anyone interested in studying business. And as I mentioned before, we have so many different businesses, companies, organizations that are based here in St. Louis. So it's really going to give you that connection into the business world. Particularly at Webster, our School of Business is called the Walker School of Business and Technology. And what we offer our students is every student who signs up for a business program, no matter if it's entrepreneurship, management, accounting, they're part of Walker Edge, which stands for Explore, Develop, Grow, and Experience. And what that means is we're not only training you for those skills in your particular job area, it's also going to be career exploration and professional success. So what that means is you're taking classes in things like resume building. We're going to help you build that resume, have it ready for you post-grad. There's going to be lessons in interviewing. So we're going to do mock interviews with you and prepare you for those questions. We're also going to talk about what it's like to speak professionally, to dress professionally, just really preparing our students for that professional business role. So that's something pretty unique to us. We also have great internship opportunities. We partner with places like Edward Jones, Enterprise, Six Flags for internship opportunities for our students. So we have several different networking events here at Webster. We have a big job and internship fair for our students, but we also have a smaller internship fair for just our business students. And that really gives them the opportunity to get those resumes out there, to do interviews on the spot during that fair, or set up an interview for a later time to really solidify those internships. What's great about those internships, they also count as credit. So there'll be credit towards the class, and at the same time, you're going to have something that you'll be able to put on your resume as experience. And I know that's a win-win opportunity for our students. Many student organizations that you can join and put on your resume as well. And then Webster has a great mentoring program. So we actually partner our alumni with a student at Webster from the business school. That way they can have somebody who's been through Webster's business program and also been through looking for jobs and being in the real world. That brings me to our next slide, actually. So particularly what makes St. Louis a great place to study business is the fact that we have the St. Louis Regional Business Council here. And that is a organization that partners with top CEOs and executives in various different companies. And that gives us the opportunity every academic year for all the schools across the St. Louis area in business and engineering to select a handful of students based on criteria such as academic achievements, leadership outside of the classroom, and willingness to stay in the St. Louis area post-grad to actually become a mentee with a mentor who is either a CEO or a top executive in the St. Louis area. And that mentorship is really based on whatever the mentor and mentee make it for themselves. They can do lunches, they can do shadowing in the office, and it really provides the opportunity for them to make those links post-grad. So that's something that we offer here in St. Louis, all the business schools across the area, partnerships with places like the St. Louis Blues, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Citibank, and Boeing. So great opportunities for business in St. Louis. I'm going to pass it along to Ben, who's going to talk to you about studying education.
All right, thanks, Morella. So in addition to those three awesome fields in St. Louis, Lindenwood has a great education program, as do all of our schools do have this for students, but specifically on Lindenwood's side, this is just a list here of our programs that we offer from early childhood ed all the way up to a lot of different K-12 certification areas. Those who are pursuing education or those of you who are thinking about education, this is a good starting point to think, do I like working with kids that are 3 and 4, or probably should I see myself more in the high school classroom? And just looking into where then you like, are you a math person? Are you the sciences? Are you more English, literature, arts, things like that? But we do offer a wide range of certification programs just at Lindenwood alone. And then in addition to that, studying in St. Louis is just a perfect, I just think it's a perfect idea for educators. I mean, I know a lot of them just through working at a college, but there are so many different districts. As you can see listed here, there are over 400 different public schools in the state of, or in the St. Louis City, County, and then also St. Charles County, and then 221 private schools alone. And within those, 6 of the top 8 ranked private schools are in St. Louis, and then 8 of the 12 public school districts are within the St. Louis area, so even in St. Charles County. So that is just a really good thing to think about whenever you think about education. Where do you want to place yourself for student teaching? And then with Lindenwood, we actually offer Linden Teach. So you can see that on the right side of your slide. Linden Teach is where our students, before they go into student teaching, can actually get paid as a substitute at these 5 school districts listed below. These are all within St. Charles County. One is just outside of St. Charles County, but they are all within driving distance, within 20 or 25 minutes. And so you're getting paid, you have a mentor, and then you get to go and feel comfortable as a student teacher. So that's at Lindenwood, and that's just a Lindenwood specific program we really pride ourselves on, and it helps our students just to feel more comfortable and get ready for that student teaching opportunity. But St. Louis really is a big place for education, whether it's city, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, or even outside of that area, with more opportunities for you. So we wanted to break down to you kind of where we're all located and just to see St. Louis at a glimpse zoomed out. So you can see Lindenwood is up here in St. Charles, right across the Missouri River. Missouri Baptist, where Alec is at, that is right down where 270 and 64 interstates meet in West County. And then Webster University is over in Webster Groves, just about 20 minutes from the city. It's also in the city area. And then SLU is right downtown in the Midtown area. So that you can just see we're, like Katie said, everything is within driving distance, and you're not going to sit in 2 hours of traffic or anything like that. I could get over to Katie's admissions office probably in 25 minutes right now. And so I love how connected we all are, even though I'm in St. Charles, but we're all in that St. Louis area.
So I have the pleasure of talking to you about where SLU is located. So the map that you just saw kind of showed the Billiken, which is our mascot, closer to the downtown area. So we are in an area called Midtown. Midtown is a really great area because it's sandwiched right between Forest Park, which is just a lovely place to go in St. Louis, and then also downtown St. Louis, which has concert venues and restaurants, and where our professional sports take place. And so we are kind of right in the middle of that, again, in an area called Midtown. So SLU is right in the heart of the city, which is a lot of fun because there's a lot of great things for our students to do around us. But one of the things I'm most excited about is our area is actually going through a redevelopment project. So just south of our campus, there is a wide variety of updates and different kind of upgrades, renovations taking place that is adding a new 10-screen movie theater that is one of those places where you can grab like food and drinks and watch a movie. They're putting in a Punch Bowl Social, which is like apparently like a hipster Dave & Buster's. They're putting in St. Louis's first food hall, which is going to feature a lot of really great local St. Louis restaurants. There's going to be office spaces, apartments, new hotels. So this is something that we are so excited about, and a portion of this is already done, but it will kind of span over the next year or two, as it is going to basically be going from our campus down to our south campus, which is where like our hospital, our medical school, nursing school is located. So it is quite a big project. They're putting literally millions, if not $1 billion into our area, which is extremely exciting. Another thing about our area to note too, especially with this redevelopment, the redevelopment is going to have some really great security. St. Louis University, our public safety department is going to be also kind of around that area too. And so I wanted to address public safety on our campus as well. So we do have officers that are on campus at all times. And this is something that each of our universities are going to talk about. So, but we are a university, we want to make sure our students are very aware of their resources. And so they know that they can call a public safety officer if they want someone to walk with them, if they are coming from the library late at night. If they need a ride within a few mile distance, they can call what we call SLU Ride. We have different emergency polls. Students can get alerts if something is happening across the entire city of St. Louis, or there is a weather threat or something like that. So our students are really great because they are always aware of their resources, and they are just excited to be in the middle of the city and really take advantage of the great things around us. And another thing that I, of course, forgot to mention, there are a couple of great things right up the street from us is the Fox Theater. That is where our Broadway theater is located. This is where I've seen Wicked and Stomp. Hamilton has come through there, so that is right next to our campus. And then also IKEA is right next to us too. So it's a really popular place when move-in takes place. So these are just a few of my favorite things about the area that SLU is in.
All right, so when I was looking for my university, my college, one of the things that really made me fall in love with Webster is its campus and our community. So Webster is actually located in Webster Groves, which is a historic area of St. Louis. It's a very residential area, so when you're driving through Webster Groves, it's all these very old houses. A lot of them are historically protected, and they're these just massive houses with really nice wraparound porches. It's really hard to buy a house in St. Louis because everyone, or I'm sorry, in Webster Groves because everyone holds on to them so tight. But being that it's a residential area, we're a really safe community. We're a really tight-knit community because of that. And we really appreciate that because we appreciate safety here at Webster. And just going off of what Katie said, public safety is so important to us. Our public safety is actually located, they have their own office in our parking garage. And because we're such a small campus and a small community, you can actually see them driving around on like little golf carts or in their cars that say public safety on them. And we have the same type of alert system, and you're also able to call them if you need them to walk you from like the library to your dorm or to the parking garage or anything like that. So safety is a top priority, and Webster Groves just really feels safe and homey, and that's one of my favorite parts of it. Another great thing about being such a small campus is that everything is really close and in walking distance. So that's great for our students, especially when they don't have cars. We have great on-campus dining, but there are so many restaurants, cafes, and local things right around us, right down the street. There's little mom and pop shops like Weber Front Row, which has like burgers and wings. But then there's big places like Emo's Pizza or Starbucks right down the street too. So definitely have those options for students. And of course, there's grocery stores and gas stations also within walking distance. So if you ever need anything like late at night, you need some shampoo, you can just walk down the street and get that as well. So super convenient for our students. What's also convenient about that is that those offer really great job opportunities. So all those restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations usually hire our students for part-time work, which I know our students, especially the ones without vehicles, really appreciate because they can just walk down the street to work. We're also a 10-minute drive away from the Galleria Mall, so if you need to do some shopping on the weekend or there's a movie theater there as well, we're super close to shopping and things like that. We're 20 minutes away from downtown St. Louis, so if you ever want to go to a Blues game or to a Cards game, you want to visit that zoo or our new aquarium, anything like that, we're just 20 minutes away, so super close to everything, but still kind of tucked away in our own little community. And of course, Webster has a great bike share program, so you can rent a bike from our facility and just bike around campus. And I think that's a really great way to get to know our community. I will pass it along to Alec to tell us about.
Yeah, so Missouri Baptist University, it's located out in West County, St. Louis. And for those of you who are familiar with the St. Louis area, that includes kind of Maryland Heights, Chesterfield, Wildwood, areas out like that. And some of my favorite things out in West County is there's multiple shopping centers. So there's a couple malls, there's a couple outlet malls. So if you're into shopping deals like I am, there's always opportunities there. There's a Top Golf out in Chesterfield, which is awesome. There's multiple movie theaters. I know a lot of students around here go to movies on Tuesday nights because it's $5 movie nights. There's several parks out here. And what I love about the West County location personally is we're about 15 to 20 minutes away from everything. And so if you want to go downtown, it's only 15, 20 minutes. If you want to go to St. Charles, it's only 15 to 20 minutes. And so it's more of a small town feel out in West County. It's a little bit slower. We're we're kind of a secluded campus away from things. It doesn't really feel like you're in the city when you're on our campus. But all the amenities of the city is really close. So you're always having opportunities to go in for festivals and games and things like that. I know our university does student-priced games all the time. We go down there. And another benefit of being a little bit further out is we're an extremely safe campus. Our public safety prides itself on how safe our students are out here. And some of the things that they do for that is there's public safety constantly patrolling campus. There's emergency call buttons everywhere for if anything were to happen. We launched a new Spartan Safe app this year that has, in addition to health screening for COVID, it has features where you can send emergency texts to people automatically when you're going on runs and all sorts of different things just to keep you safe in every facet because college is awesome, but it's also the first step of you being on your own. And so we want you to be safe while you're doing that. And that's something that we really value here at NBU. But West County is great. Come visit us. It'll be fun. And I think Ben's now going to talk to you about St. Charles.
Awesome. Thanks, Alec. Yeah, so St. Charles is fantastic. I love living here, and it's definitely a historic place. So it used to be kind of the hub of St. Louis for a while with just the Missouri River right there. This picture you can see is actually on our main street. So it's a historic main street. There's a lot of old shops. There's like mom and pop candy stores, soda shops, sub shops, anything you can kind of think of. That's family owned. It's been around for a really long time. It's probably on Main Street. So if you like that kind of feel, it's definitely really awesome to come down and visit. If you haven't been here, please come and visit Main Street. Lindenwood is only 2 miles away. You could walk there pretty quickly. It's a straight shot from campus. And there's a lot of restaurants and nightlife too for students. And there's a really neat Katy Trail. That Katy Trail goes for a very, very long time, way outside of St. Louis. So it's an awesome bike trail for students and running trail. And then 5th Street is really cool. So that's on the newer side of Interstate 70 in St. Charles. And that's got a lot of newer restaurants. It has some ice cream shops and a movie theater as well. And so that's a more newly developed area. And then Mid Rivers Mall is about 12 minutes from campus in St. Peter's. So that's a really accessible mall that's indoor with a movie theater as well that students use, and a lot of students work there. And then a parks, and just regarding parks and athletic areas within St. Charles, we have Avetta Sports, which is in just about 10 or 12 minutes from campus. And then we have 19 parks, just 15 minutes or less from campus that students go to. We have one that they always go sledding at. It's about 1.5 miles from campus. So students really get excited, especially those from places in the southern area of our country or different countries where they don't get snow. They're often carpooling to Blanchette Park to go and sled. So a lot of fun things in St. Charles. It's definitely a safe area, especially on our side. There's a lot of, kind of like what Morella said, there's a lot of residential homes, a lot of historic homes. And so people hold on to their houses. So there's a lot of people who've been at their houses for a long time around St. Charles, but our public safety really prides itself on just working constantly to keep our students safe. They're very close with the St. Charles Police as well. So they're on campus often. And yeah, so it's a really neat community. And I would just want to finish up with just saying all of our schools have a really different atmosphere, and we're really happy to share that with you today. I would hope you'd visit all of us. I think if you visit all 4 of these schools, you're going to find such different and awesome opportunities. And I know I work at Lindenwood, but I think education is so important. And I really think all of my colleagues would say the same, that go and visit these schools, call us, email us. We want to talk to you. We appreciate you being here, but don't log off yet. We're going to look at the chat box and send in any other questions you have, because we want to answer those. So we'll take a look at our chat here. So, and also, but we want you to take a picture of this contact info. So go ahead and, get a picture of our emails and our phones, our phone numbers, because, we just want you to be able to reach out when you have questions. All right, so we have a question about GPA. So I will actually let us go around. We have a few minutes. So Alec, I see you. So do you mind kind of just saying what GPA do we have? The question is, what GPA do you have to get into our colleges? So we can kind of talk just for a minute or two on our protocols with that.
Yeah, and I could kind of group in the second question too, if ACT and SAT scores matter too. So our base requirements for MBU are a 2.0 GPA and a 20 in the ACT, SAT conversion. We take the CLT as well. And so, yeah, there you can appeal your admission if you're below those standards, but those are our base requirements.
Katie, do you want to share yours?
Sure, yeah. So I will kind of like Alec, I'll talk to you a little bit about what GPA and ACT scores look like at SLU. So our average GPA is right around a 3.9. But most of our programs, if you have, I would say above a 3.2, 3.4, you will likely be admissible. We do have some competitive programs that their averages are pretty strong in line with that 3.9, like our physical therapy, nursing, occupational therapy program. And then over the next 3 years, SLU is test optional. So you can choose to apply with your test scores, or you can choose to not submit your test scores over the next 3 years.
Awesome. I will go next then. At Webster, our average GPA is a 3.0 and a 3.5, and our average ACT score is a 25. That does not mean that if you don't have those scores, we won't accept you. We look at every application holistically. So no matter what your GPA is, I encourage you to apply, because we will be looking at your application as an individual. Also, Webster is test optional. So if you don't want to submit your test scores, that is okay. I know some of you have had issues taking those, and that's totally fine. So we're test optional, and we have average scores, but we will look at every single application individually.
Awesome. So on Lindenwood's side, we do a holistic review of your transcript. So we don't actually have a base minimum that's stated anywhere because every student is very different. So that's just the facts of it. And I would say a good base number to have on your transcripts would be around a 2.75 or higher. But again, that's me just saying it, basically on advice on what looks best. We have a lot of room to kind of talk with about what is going on with your grades, if there's a rough year, and then we are test optional as well. So you don't have to submit those test scores. I know this year it's tough. There's a lot of tests getting canceled, and so it's a big question on whether you take it or not. And so look at those schools, see if they're test optional. We don't require you to take it. If you are test optional, you don't have to submit a score at all. So figure that out, what schools you're interested in, and then you can kind of base your decision off of that. We have a few other questions. One on our psychology program. So more of which of these has the best psychology program? I would say we all probably have our pros and cons, our benefits to our specific universities. So if you want to reach out to a couple of us individually that you're most comfortable with or you're really thinking about that school, I would say send us a quick email and ask about what we have to offer. And then scholarships, just generally, what about scholarships and academic scholarships? At Lindenwood, we have a merit-based scholarship that goes just off your GPA. You could range anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to $11,000. And I'll kind of let the other three answer on their merit awards. If Morella, you want to.
Yeah, so ours is based on a GPA and ACT combination, and it ranges from 10,000 to 15,000. And we also every year give away 2 scholarships that are full tuition that are to students that have above a 3.5 and a 30 in the ACT. And then it's an interview-based competition for those full ride scholarships.
Sure, and at Webster, we offer merit-based scholarships as well, so you don't need to apply for those. We just go off of your GPA and test scores if you submit them, and they range between $12,000 and $18,000, and those are renewable for all 4 years that you're here as well. And then we do also have competitive scholarships. We do have a full tuition scholarship. We have a SUG scholarship of $20,000, and then we also have a leadership scholarship of $2,000. So those are also all renewable for all 4 years. And then we do accept outside scholarships that we can stack on top of those as well.
So at SLU, we have automatic merit-based scholarships, so there's no separate application. Those range from $8,000 a year up to $23,000 a year, so those are renewable with a certain SLU GPA. We also do have 2 competitive scholarships. One of them is called the Presidential Scholarship. It is a full tuition scholarship to SLU. We usually get over 1,200 applications. We usually invite about 500 of those to interview. And then usually I would say between 30 and 50 students will receive that presidential scholarship. We also have one for students that are passionate about social change and social justice. It does require a separate application and a 3.25 GPA for that one. And then we also offer Catholic high school awards as well as Jesuit high school awards if you go to a Catholic or a Jesuit high school. And then like these other universities, we also encourage you to file the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. And we could potentially review you for need-based aid in addition to all of those things.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and I think another question you all kind of hit on, and I didn't, but it was, are there any scholarships for students with a 4.0 GPA and a 30 ACT? It sounds like there's a lot of competitive scholarships the other 3 universities mentioned. We also have that at Lindenwood. It's called our Sibley Scholarship. It's a 3.5 and above. And then since we're a test optional school, that the ACT doesn't impact that one as much, we offer an additional $1,000 on top of your academic merit if you have a 27 or higher on the ACT. Another question is on journalism. So I've heard that journalism is kind of a big deal in Missouri. Is that anything you guys can speak to? I think that definitely has a lot of opportunity for you in the St. Louis area. Is there anybody on the team that wants to kind of see if they have anything on that? Morella? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Webster actually has an amazing School of Communications. I'm a little biased because I graduated from the School of Communications, and I graduated with a degree in PR, but I took so many journalism classes, and we have a great journalism program. So we actually have our own paper here. We're an award-winning paper, and Webster is great as a resource to other institutions like the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. We have partnerships with them as well. We also have broadcast journalism. We have our own broadcasting room, so our students can study that as well. We have a radio station here, and all of our students, if they'd like to, can have their own radio station. So we offer journalism across several different fields. Please take my contact info down. I'd love to give you more specific information, but Webster's journalism program is actually an award-winning program, and I'd be happy to speak with you further on that.
Awesome. And we do have a couple minutes with one last question. Do all of your colleges accept the A+ program scholarships? We at Lindenwood actually do not accept the A+.
At Missouri Baptist, we do. It's a $1,000 per year renewable scholarship.
Same thing at Webster. It's a $1,000 per year renewable scholarship.
We do not have one for students that have completed the A+ program that come in as freshmen. However, we do have one if you've completed the program and are coming in as a transfer student.
Perfect. There are no other questions as of right now. So again, we appreciate you guys coming in. We're about to wrap up. So it was awesome talking with you all. I hope you can reach out if you have any questions. Please call or email us. We are excited to help you through this very different year, but I know my colleagues are fantastic, and we just want to be able to help you as best we can. So thank you all so much for watching today, and we wish you all the best.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you'd like to provide. Also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at MOACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session along with other sessions that have been recorded at MOACAC.org. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.